Page 220. If everybody can please open the Chumash, page 220. What I would like to do today, I asked Mechila being a little late, I want to do two things today. We will have the normal muster that we'll be zeicher to learn together. I want to learn something for a few minutes, a sugya, a very interesting sugya. Parshas Mishpatim is an opportunity where it's the laws of money, the laws of nezek, and many interesting halachas come up in Parshas Mishpatim. I want to learn, I want guys to be knowledgeable here, to have Yodea HaTorah, to have a healthy knowledge of Torah, and I can't pass Parshas Mishpatim not learning certain things with the guys. It's actually very, very fascinating. It amazes me. Everything's part of Torah. Do you know the mind of a liar is part of Torah? You have to know the Torah speaks to how a liar works. Everything, the kulaba, and I want to study something. We're going to study a little bit about migu, which is a fascinating conversation. I think there's tremendous life wisdom to learn from the sugya of migu Yisrael. I want to study it with you. I'm curious the guys' opinions. There's fascinating conversations here. I want to welcome Dovi Franken back home. It's a joy to have you here. Dovi is somebody, Morty said it well. Morty said, I love that guy. That he brings that response. Dovi was here and poured tremendous love into the food. He cooked and gave and cared about the yeshiva. Morty said it, you couldn't say it better. I love that guy. It's almost his name. Dovi, I love that guy. Franken. That's it. You couldn't say it any better. So I want to welcome Dovi back. I want to welcome Rav Yitzi is back home. Rav Yitzi Klaupolz is here. Yitzi, besides being a dorm counselor, laned every single week.
Wow. It's
noticed when we're looking around for a Balkira. We're always scrambling. We were zeicha this week. Shimi, laned, it's been a long issue. We're zeicha to have many beautiful Balei Tefillah, and we're always looking for a Balkira, somebody to read the Torah. If anybody could step up, it's a job that's there for the taking. Yitzi for a long time. You were in Yona. Yitzi for a long time, laned in yeshiva. Reb Sroli Kader for a long time, laned in the yeshiva. So, tremendously appreciated. I'd like everybody to turn to page 220. It's in Mishpatim, and the following story. It's talking about somebody gave to a person. It's pasuk vav kite nishal reyeyu kesev ekelim lishmar. Somebody gives to a shomer some money or some items to guard, and it's talking about the halachas of a shomer, of a guard. Now it says in pasuk ches, in pasuk zayin, there's a shvua that a guy has to make a shomer. There's a swearing he has to make that he wasn't shalach yad, that he didn't touch the item he was asked to guard. It's a shvuas hashomrim. In pasuk ches, it introduces. It's very hidden in the pasuk. Every Ben Torah should know it. It's hidden in the pasuk. It is very not explicit. It's a very difficult verse in the Torah to read and translate. It says, "Al kol dvar pesha," for any item of negligence, for a shar chamar, an ox, a donkey, a seh, a sheep, salma as a garment, al kol aveda asher yoymar ki yuzeh. Any item that you say ki yuzeh, this is it. Adalikim yaved var shneyem, go to the dayan, go to the court. Now, elikim is another way of referring to dayanim. Now, asher yoymar ki yuzeh means that you admitted partially. If anything, you said, Asher Yoymar Ki Yuzeh. A guy said, I gave you $200 to watch. And Asher Yoymar Ki Yuzeh, I said, no, it was only 100. This is it. Asher Yoymar Ki Yuzeh. That you say this, Zeh means you point to, this is all you gave me. A guy says, I gave you a bike and a helmet to watch. So you didn't give me a helmet, the bike. Here's the bike. Asher Yoymar Ki Yuzeh. You say this is it, this as opposed to the other thing. This is called a Maida b'mixas, I admit partially. Asher Yoymar Ki Yuzeh means Asher Yaimar, the defendant responds, Ki hu zeh, it's only this. Whatever you try to say, I guarded for you and I owe you back now, I respond, Ki hu zeh, it's only this. What do you mean? The guy says, I lent you a bike and a helmet. And I respond, no, it's only a bike. There was no helmet. Asher Yaimar Ki hu zeh, this is all you gave me. So whatever you claim, I admit to part of it. And the rule is midaraisa, one has to swear. Ad Elokim Yavei Dvar Shneim. They have to go to the courts. And the rule is that he's obligated to make a shvuah. It's called a Moida B'Mixas. Whenever you admit halfway, you are going to Bezdin and you have to swear on the other half. That is the halach of Moida B'Mixas. It is learned from Asher Yoimar Ki hu zeh, from this pasuk, the shvu of a Moida B'Mixas. If a guy admits halfway, he has to pay what he admits. So you say, I lent you a bike. You say, I lent you $200. I say, $100 all it was. I have to pay the $100. On that which I am kaifer, on that which I deny, I must swear. And that is called the Moida B'Mixas. A person who admits halfway, pays what he admits, and what he doesn't admit, he has to swear on. That's the halach of every Moida B'Mixas. So whatever you taina, whatever you make a claim to me, however much money, and I admit what I admit I have to pay, because I acknowledge I owe it, I have to pay. Haidas baldin kimeya edim dami, admitting makes you obligated, and whatever I deny, I have to swear. Now, if a guy says you owe me $1,000 and I say I owe zero, midarais, there's no shvu. If I'm kaifer hakoil, if I deny the whole thing, midaraisa, you cannot force me to swear. There is a derabanan, but we're talking about Torah law right now. Midaraisa, if you say you owe me $1,000, and I say, I don't know who you are. I don't know you a penny. Midaraisa, prove it. Amaitzi mechaver, you want to take money from me, I love a raya, prove it. But if I admit half, you say you owe me $1,000. I say 500, I don't know you 1,000. So 500 I owe, and I must swear, Ad Elokim Yavei Dvar Shneim, they go to court. Chazal learned that's a chi of shvuah. You go to court and you swear, and you got to swear that you don't own the rest. That is the shvuah called Moida B'Mixas. It's a drasha. It's very analyzed how you see it in the pasuk. It is hard to pull it out of the pasuk, but that is a din in the Gemara that learns Torah Shabbal Peh from this pasuk, that Asher Yoimar Ki hu zeh, if you say this is it and not the rest, you have to go to court, you got to swear. That is the rule. It's called in Hebrew Moida B'Mixas. To admit half, I pay what I admit and swear on the other half. That's the halacha. If you can't swear, for whatever reason you don't want to swear, you have to pay. If you don't swear and you have a chiv daraisa to swear, you got to pay. Your way out of paying is you could swear that you're right. The question that Taisus and Bamitziyah Daf Gimel asks, and it's a question that he learns the Gemara is asking. Taisvis learns, it's other Rishonim argue, but Tais and Bamitziyah Daf Gimel asks the following question. And the question Taisvis asks, let's get the scenario. Avi says, Kalish, you owe me $1,000. So I don't know, I owe you 500. So I pay him 500 and I swear another 500. Ask Taisvis, why don't I have a migu? Allow me to have a migu. Migu means, believe me that I don't owe him the 1,000, because if I wanted a lie, you know what I would say? I owe you 0. Believe me, why would I lie like that? I'm obviously telling the truth. Migu means sense. Migu di boy mishaker, if I wanted a lie, why would I be so stupid? I would say I owe 0. So why in the world doesn't the Torah believe me with a migu? Migu is a taina that works in court. If I wanted a lie, I'd lie much better. So if I'm admitting to the $500, he said you owe me 1,000. I say $500. Believe me, because if I wanted a lie, I would tell him I owe nothing. Good kasha. So if I say 500, I'm obviously a truth teller. If I was a liar, why would I say I owe you 500? So if so, believe me with the migu. Why does the Torah say we don't believe me? You got to swear. And what the cash is, so why don't we see there's no such thing as migu? All over Shas, migu is a taina. If I wanted to lie, would have lied better. You see, there's no such thing called migu. Taisa speaks this out. Shouldn't this prove there's no such thing as migu? Because this would be the best migu. Every guy who admits halfway, if he wanted to lie, he's obviously telling the truth. You say, 1,000. If I'm a liar, what would any liar do? I would say, I owe you nothing. Who are you? And yet I said I owe you 500. So I was willing to admit I'm obviously a truth teller. If I wanted to lie, why would I do that?
Maybe you only have $500 extra dollars to pay.
It's a nice taina. That's a that's what Tysus answers. We'll get to this. Excellent. Well, I'll say. Morty asked. That what Tysus is going to say, like Ray Larafeld. And Morty asked, what's the premise of the migu? You're saying, believe me, maybe you're a liar. Maybe you are a liar, but all you have is $500.
Yeah.
The only word is, so if I'm willing to lie, so even if I have the 500, you're saying I'm lying. So I'm willing to lie the whole way. Wouldn't that make sense for a liar?
Yeah, I guess.
Once he's willing to, I'm obviously not a liar. If I was a liar, I would say I owe you nothing. That's what a liar would do. I'm clearly not a liar.
Best liars.
The Meich Te'ilui, one of the biggest Go'anim in America asked Yehuda's kasha. That's a famous kasha on every migu. Yehuda said maybe he's the biggest liar in the world. You're really challenging migus themselves, which is truth is that when Taisus is saying, shouldn't we learn you don't say migus, might mean this kasha. Yehuda says, I don't understand migu. What's the migu? Believe me, because if I wanted to lie, then I don't. Maybe you're the biggest freaking liar ever. Yeah. That you know that. You want to look truthful, so you outsmart the system. If I deny the whole thing, everybody's in course, like, I don't know. So you're like such a smart liar. The Meich Te'ilu asked you to Lerfel's kasha. Goodness. Yehuda says that let's get in the guy's mind. He's sitting in corners like this. If I say I owe nothing, so people are going to be out of it. 50-50. Who's the, word against word. Avi says Kale shows 1,000. I say nothing. 50-50. I don't know. So let me say 500. I'm willing to pay, and everybody will say Kalish is right. So maybe how could you say migu? I'm not a liar, because if I was a liar, I deny the whole thing, Avi. Maybe I'm a true. Maybe I am a liar. It's not a raya I'm telling, because if I wanted to lie, deny the whole thing. No, I want to look true, and I know you'll think I'm a truth teller if I admit half.
Every good lie starts with a little truth.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to what you're both saying. L'chayra, the answer is a deep psychology. The answer is a deep truth. And I want to get in the mind of a liar. You'll see where we want to go with this, and I'm open to go anywhere we want with this. Well, we're going to learn some stuff here. Now, I would say to Yehuda's question, it's a brilliant question. The Meich Te'ilu and Yehuda Lerfeld asked the question. Yisrael, you hear that question? I would say the answer is, and you have to really think a liar. Who do you know that Meich Te'ilu? You know the Meich Te'ilu is Kasha? You have to really think a liar, Yehuda. And if you get into the mind of a liar, Hudi, a liar, and this is what I want to say. I'm almost embarrassed to tell you, like Kalish, how you're so familiar with the liar. It's dangerous. But in learning, you have to be aware of everybody. Torah, everything's in Torah. And there's a deep psychology that answers Yehuda's kasha, Yehuda's kasha. And if you get in the mind of a liar, you're right. If he says I owe 500, people are going to believe him. But it's so scary to go there. Because Avi says, you owe me money. And I want to lie. It's so scary to admit partially. Even though you know to do that, people are going to say, whoa, he did that. He must be telling the truth. A liar can't do that.
Why?
I'll give examples. There's two types of vulnerability. Listen to this. You know when people are fake vulnerable and everybody says, whoa, vulnerable guy. And that's not called vulnerability. He just is about, what's vulnerability? You're humble. Now this guy's a Balgaiva, so everybody, whoa, he's so vulnerable. So there's fake vulnerability. Real vulnerability is the Balgaiva can't do it. Even though everybody will be so impressed, but he's too insecure to do it. There are places you can't go. You by being a Balgaiva, by being a liar, you will be insecure to go there. If you feel a guy who's lying to Avi, it is so hard to say, I owe you half. That's like scary because I'm like admitting something here and making the crowd, and even though because I went there, people are going to be so impressed, you must be a truth teller, but I'm not secure enough to go there. I think there's a tremendous truth to this. I think, and every time somebody's vulnerable, if they're vulnerable to certain things, it's got to be they're humble. Because even though they know how impressed the crowd is, you have to be secure enough to go there. And that's why we're impressed. Because that can't be, you wouldn't be secure enough to go there, even though you know we'll be impressed.
Rabbi, isn't a shul...
I think this, it's something I've grappled with this. I need a handle with Aaron for like 25 hours, to get this. Maybe. The cash is very good. Yes, Abi.
Isn't also like people don't want to do a shvua. It's a whole thing. You have to. It's supposedly they do it like there's black lights.
Yeah, shvua is very scary. Yeah. Shvua is very scary. But we're first talking about why do you need a shvua? Believe me, with the migu. Now let's get back to Taisis Kasha. Yeah. Oh no. I'm saying no. So let's first. Let's get where we're up to. So a guy admits half and denies half, pays what he admits, he makes a shvu on the rest. We have Taisis in Bamitziyah Daf Gimel's Kasha. Taisis asks, believe him with a migu. If he was a liar, he would have denied the whole thing. If I admit half, I must be telling the truth. Answers Taisis, and this is very fascinating. Rav Lehrfeld answered Taisis' answer. Avi's looking Kalish in the face and saying, you owe me money. It is a tremendous chutzpah to lie to a guy's face that you know you're lying to. That's a chutzpah. People can't do it. You can't tell a guy, every migu is, if I was a liar, I would have said that. You might be a liar, you just couldn't do that. So Taisvis adds, Taisvis says, since a guy recognizes it, the ein zeh migu, ein adam meyis panav, a person would not have the audacity, lik for a kol hov chaveira makir b'shikrei. Now it's a machlokes rishonim. Taisvis says a person does not have the guts to lie to somebody who knows I'm lying. I can't do it. Remember, Ta'avi knows I'm lying. A human being can't do that. I can't lie to he who knows I'm lying. I can't do it. So you can't say, if I was a liar, I would have denied fully. You couldn't. Because a person can't lie to somebody who's makir b'shikrei. Other Rishonim argue on Taisus, and it's very subtle, and in Torah, every nuance matters. Other Rishonim say you can't lie to somebody who did you a favor. It's too hard. He lent me money, and I said, I didn't borrow. I can't do it. So Taisus says you can't lie to somebody who knows you're lying. He's makir b'shikrei. Human beings have that in them.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Unless you're a sociopath.
Yeah.
So not everyone.
Okay, but it loses the migu. It loses the sense. We can't prove it because the average person will have this.
Why would you swear that during one of the nights?
Oh, I want to get that. That's exactly. Rafi just asked the next. It gets intriguing. So 1 second. Comes Taisus, and he says that the reason you have no migu is that, believe me when I say I paid half, because if I wanted to lie, deny the whole thing, the answer is you're not capable of denying the whole thing. Machlokes Rishonim, why? Taisus says because Avi knows I'm lying, and most people can't lie to somebody who knows they're lying. It's too crazy. I always wondered in court, I've wondered about this for years, how two people sit there, and one guy like when they know, and the other guy like that he lies to everybody else. People are all capable of lying. But you can't lie to a guy who knows you lie. You feel, you turn away. You look at a guy. I didn't steal. Again, if you don't know, you ask Baruch, do you do it? He says no. Okay, I don't know. You can lie to somebody who doesn't know. When a guy knows you're lying, it's a mig. The Taisus says a person, most people. All you need is most, because then you lose the migu. Eina damei is a person can't have the chutzpah, the ha'azah is a chutzpah to deny somebody since his friend knows. Other Rishonim say you can't lie to a guy who did you a favor. So remember, he lent you money when you needed it. So either the chutzpah, the ha'azah is you don't have the chutzpah to deny a guy who did you a favor, or you don't have the chutzpah to lie to a guy who knows you're lying. Machlokes Rishonim. Now, asked Rafi a bomb kasha. So 1 second. Hold on, hold your horses. So I have no migu, believe me, I owe 500 and no more, because if I was a liar, I would have denied the whole thing. Says Taisus, you can't say that, because even a liar couldn't deny the whole thing. Because you can't lie to a guy who knows you're lying. So when I say 500, I must be telling the truth. Why isn't that a raya? I'm telling the truth, because I wouldn't lie to a guy who knows. In as much as you're saying you wouldn't say 0, so use that svara to say I'm telling the truth. Because I wouldn't lie this. I'm saying if I would have lied, I would have denied the whole thing. Says Taisus, no, you wouldn't, because you can't deny to a guy who knows you're lying. Well, if I say 500, he knows I'm lying too, and you think I might be lying. So you see, you're accusing me of being that guy who would lie. So if I'm that guy, I would deny the whole thing. By making me swear, you're accusing me of being that guy who would lie. He says, Avi says, you owe me 1,000. I say, no, I don't, 500. So I'm that guy if you make me swear, means you're worried I am that guy who would. So if I am that guy, I would say 0. What'd you say, Hudi?
I forgot how much I borrowed. I don't know. To deny that I borrowed you from all is a clear lie. Like I could think, I don't know, he thought I borrowed 500 or 1,000.
So says Hudi, and this is important.
What was the question?
The question is, I'm going to get to his answer. The question is like this. If I say, he says, you owe me 1,000, Avi says, Kalish, you owe me 1,000, I owe 500. And it says, I pay the 500, and I swear on the rest. I swear means the Torah assumes I might be lying. Taisvis asks, why don't I have a migu? If I was lying, I would deny the whole thing. Answers Taisus, we say to Kalish, don't say you're lying, you deny the You couldn't deny the whole thing. Because you can't deny a guy who knows you're lying. So I say, but you're accusing, by making me swear, you're accusing that I'm lying to Avi, even though he knows I'm lying. So if I'm that guy who could lie, so then believe me that I didn't, because I would have denied the whole thing. So no, you wouldn't, because you wouldn't deny to a guy who knows. So then you're not accused. If I am that guy you are worried is lying, so it means I'm that guy who would still lie even to a guy who knows. And the answer to the question is you could rationalize on half that I'm starting to pay and I'll pay the rest later. You rationalize. It's not a migu. You struggle to lie to a guy who knows. What you don't struggle is to rationalize. To say I got nothing, you're a liar, you couldn't do. So the 500, you were like, let me give him some, maybe I'll pay later. I just can't do this now. So you rationalize to yourself, which is a tremendous window into a human being. I'm incredibly moved, and it's amazing what the Torah tells us. We all have tremendous goodness built into our system. We don't lie to people who do us favors. That's built into the human. We have tremendous goodness built into our systems. We don't lie to somebody who knows I'm lying. A lie hurts us. I can't lie to somebody who knows I'm lying. It's like, I can't do it. But here's where the human capacity to rationalize and to hurt profound, deep goodnesses that we have. Because I couldn't lie to him and say I owe nothing. But we are worried you're lying and you're rationalizing, because that a human being is very good at. He's good at I'm giving half. He's good at figuring it out and rationalization. And that's what's happening here. When you say half, we are worried. We can't believe you're telling the truth, because if you were telling the truth, you would have denied the whole thing. You couldn't deny the whole thing. But we're worried that this is a trick of rationalization, where you paid half, and you somehow utilized it, and we're very, very good at fooling ourselves. Which the whole svara is, the Torah is worried, is that you fooled yourself. I have said to the guys many times, that the deepest einesh for a liar, we've learned this many times in yeshiva. The Gemara says, please listen. It's one of the deeper things we learn here. Please listen to this. The Gemara says the einesh of a badai, the punishment of a liar, is even his truths are not believed. Till you came this afternoon, you understand that to mean you're the boy who cried wolf. So the punishment of a liar is even his truths are not believed. If your guy says fire enough times lie, see when he's telling you we don't believe him. Yehuda, there's something deeper, and this is what I want to tell you. I have a raya from Rashi and Gittin. I'm not going there today. Listen, because I want to get to other things on the parsha. All right. But Yehuda, listen to what we're going to say. The einesh of a liar is even his truths are not believed means simply it's the boy who cried wolf was saying something deeper. Even his truth, I say if a liar passes a lie detector test, a lie detector, you're not allowed to believe him. If a guy's a liar, let's say, I don't know if lie detectors work, let's say they do. I think if a liar passes a lie detector test, you're not allowed to believe him. Why not? Because the einesh of a liar is he lies to himself. It doesn't mean his truths are not believed because you think he's lying to you. I believe you're not lying. I think you lie to yourself. The einesh of a liar is his truths are not believed. He can pass a lie. You really think so? I don't believe how it appears to you because liars lie to themselves. So that's an einesh. That's scary. Lying to somebody else is horrible. Lying to yourself, your life is ruined. What we have is the capacity to sense what is true. At the point I lose my sense of what's true, you're destroying life. And a liar ends up losing a sense of truth. So the einesh of a liar is even his truths are not believed, is not the boy who cried wolf. The boy who cried wolf, he's lying to us. Nobody believes it because maybe he's lying. I'm saying even if you know Bivada is telling the truth, I don't believe your truth. You don't know the truth anymore. That's the einesh of a liar. And this point is in the Gemara because the guy can't lie to somebody who did him a favor. The guy can't lie to somebody who knows he's lying. But he is capable of self-rationalization. So to give 500, like Hudi says, I'm not remembering so much, whatever system of rationalization. To say I don't know you, we're not capable. But we're very capable of building some story. I'm sorry?
He might think she doesn't know your language. She forgot about you. Denying the whole thing.
That's a good zug. Lafi Taisus. I was hoping, Hudi says that when I deny the whole thing, he knows. He remembers lending me. When I say half, my hope is that he gets a little confused. How much was it? That's a good zug. Good zug. Good zug. Good zug. Good zug. Good zug. What I'm saying, but I hear what you say. What I'm saying, Hudi, and even if that's not true, Hudi, the art of self-lying, that the liar lies to self. So to say nothing, you can't do. To say something and rationalize, I'm not lying. I build the story. I'm paying. I'm trying to pay. Maybe self-deceit that we're very capable of, and this point of self-deceit, I think, is from the. If anybody needs a motive to be honest externally, I think the einish that you will lose the truth is such a good motive. Midvar sheker tirchak, to stay away from lies. That is a frightening reality. You think you're just lying to somebody else. Be careful, you're going to lose the truth. That's like Shrek. At that point, you lost the truth. I have a visual in my mind. What's that called when a plane spins around and the pilot loses a sense of what's up and what's on? Vertigo, it's called. Vertigo is an inner ear disease. People struggle to stand. Is that also called vertigo? Can a guy look on his phone? What's it called when a pilot loses a sense of up and down? It's very scary. Driving a plane and you're not sure which is up and which is down. You could get so samished. What's that called? So confused. A name for that. Anybody ever heard of this?
Spatial disorientation.
Spatial disorientation, it's called? I thought that
Makes sense.
Vertigo is an inner ear disease, and it could. What'd you say, Nach? Thank you, Nachum. It could be that's what it is. There is a
we're
situation
upside down.
you can't. I can't. It's like frightening. Somehow the plane spins out, and a pilot can't trust himself. What's up and down? If he pushes the lever to save or kill himself, and he doesn't know up and down, that is literally what somebody does to themselves who lies to others. You will take away your own understanding of truth, which is rather scary because what we have is our capacity to know truth. Nikarim divrei emes. To lose that is utterly frightening. Your inner compass. To lose that is like breathtaking, is remarkably scary. The einish of a liar is even his truths are not believed. He doesn't know the truth. That's a frightening point. In this svara of Taisvis, I think there's such a svara that you wouldn't lie, but you would be able to lose the truth. And that's a very frightening thing, to lose the truth. That's much scarier than lying to him, as I don't even know the truth at this point. That's a very scary place to be. That was the first thing I want to learn in the parsha. I would like to learn something else in the parsha. I need everybody to see inside. This is very important to me. This is why I asked you to get a Chumash, page 222. Everybody inside. New topic. New topic.
I'm done with the liars.
Yisrael, we're done with liars for now. I'm tired of talking about liars and thinking it gives a headache to think in the mind of a liar. But okay. It's amazing how everybody's in the Torah. The liar, look, the Torah understands him too. His mind is also Torah. And we're sitting here in a Beis Medrash, a place of truth, figuring out the liar and getting into the mind of the Meich Te'ilu, Yehuda Lerpel's Kasha, like working through a liar. It's faster. But anyway, page 222, like this. Pasuk Chafei. Im chaval tachbal salmas reyecha. If you take a mashkin, collateral, as if you take collateral, chaval is to take collateral. Collateral is a guy owes you money. People hear the word collateral, like hear a certain, like old Rebbe shir, and you're like done. Collateral is like a Yiddish word for sure. Collateral is obviously a Yiddish word.
Is there an English word for it?
What?
Is there an English word for it?
Doesn't it feel like a Yiddish word, maybe collateral? Like it's a word we've heard in Shir. What? Yeah, it really is English. It just reminds us, because Rebbeim used the word collateral, so it sounds like a Yiddish word. It's no, it's an English word. But collateral is you give somebody a loan, you want to make sure they pay back, so you take a mashkin. You take something from them, you're entitled, that they give you something to assure the loan is paid back. So, imchabel tachbal salmas reyecha. If you take the garment of your friend, you take his garment, adbaya shemesh teshivenu loy. We're talking about you took his pajamas, his night garments, adbaya shemesh, before the sun sets, teshivenu loy, return it to him. It's one of the worst collaterals you ever had in your life. You have his pajamas by day, and that's your way of making sure he pays you back. Every night you got to bring him back his pajamas. He's an ani. He's a poor guy. He owes you money. Every night you got to return the PJs to him. Says the Torah, why? Kihi kisusai. It's his garment. Levadoi he. Levadoi, his only garment. He simlasai la'ira. It's his garment for his skin. B'ma yishkav. What do you expect him to sleep? When he calls out to me, Vishamati, he's going to scream at night, he's freezing, he has no pajamas. I'm going to listen. Ki chanun ani, the Ramban says a chanun is Hashem listens even when somebody doesn't deserve it. Hashem loves us so much. Hashem's a chanun. The Gra speaks this out. When a little baby cries, there's a difference, on a plane. I just flew on a plane and a kid was crying near us. There's a big difference in a caregiver and a mama. A caregiver gives into the baby when he cries because he's so annoying. Just be quiet. So you give him whatever he wants. A mama, when a kid cries, you give him, he's so cute. It's ma'ira rachmanas. Your kids cry like, oh, I can't handle, he's so cute. It brings out your rachmanas, a mama. And the Gra says Hashem is a chanun. When we kvetch, it's mo'ira rachmei shemaim. Hashem says, oh, you're so shoot, I feel so badly. That's what it means, a chanun. So if you don't, really, he has a loan and you have his pajamas, so he could pay up. But he's going to scream out at night, and Hashem's going to listen to him. Be careful, and he's going to scream about you, and Hashem really cares about him when he fetches and cries and tantrums. So give it back to him. Now the kasha, any person who reads this pasuk, if you talk to teenagers, there's an art, don't speak lengthy. No human beings, but especially teenagers, say it fast. When your mother's tell you, say, Ma, I got it already. Like, enough, I got it. And the mother goes on and on. This pasuk, let's be honest. God says to me, Kalish, you have the guy's collateral, return it. When Hashem said it to me, I'm right on. By the way, they're psukim in the Torah. I want an explanation. Me and Dovi don't need an explanation for this one. If a poor guy, you lend him money, and you have his PJs, give it back to him. Nobody says, hey, why do I have to give it back? We get it. Yeah, everybody's smart enough to get it. Return him his PJs. You took his pillow, give him back his pillow. It's funny, there are many laws in the Torah I'd love an explanation for. Shatn is, I want Hashem explain it to me. Basa b'chalav, explain it to me. This is one law, Ezzy. I got it. Trust me, I got it. If you take collateral, poor guy's pillow, give it back at night. If you take his cover, give it back. Are you in shock? Why? Duh. Because he has no cover. He has no pillow. He is poor.
You give it in the first place.
You got it. Okay, I took it. I wanted to make sure he pays me back. But give it to him at night. Nobody needs there'll be an explanation. Comes the pasuk, and it says Kisusa, it's his garment. Levada is only one. I'm like, God, I got you. I got it. Simlasai la'ira, it's his garment for his skin. Dramatic. Garments cover the body. I got it. I got it. Genug. B'ma yishka, what's he gonna say? Hashem, look, you're hammering me. I understood it the first time. You didn't even have to give any explanation. And it says literally, Q kisusai, it's his garment, one. Levada is only one, two. Simlasai la'ayra, it's his garment for his skin. Duh. I didn't realize garments cover his skin, three. B'ma yishka, how is he going to sleep? Four. Whew. God said four things, and I got it the first time. In the Torah was so mekatzer, Hashem is so brief in the Torah. And here is so lengthy. Now I'm going to be honest, full disclosure. Chazal darshan all four psukim, by the way, and learn halachas. However, you always try to learn Torah with the pashtus. You always try to just read the Torah. What's it saying? What's the pshat? What's the Torah saying? There's something called drash, and there are levels. What's the pshat here? God said, return his garment. All of us understood it, believe any explanation. Now, I agree with the question, and what does the mashkin help? Why am I taking collateral? I hear. But the need to return it, we get it, Shlomo.
Rebbe, we got it.
Rebbe says, you Kalish, you repeat so much, lose the right to claim. That's it. I'm being mefarish Rebbe, He said, you're always repeating, and you're getting on Hashem for repeating. That's what I'm asking. Is God acting like one of our Muslim, like Hashem repeats so much? What's going on? It's not the derech of the Torah. The Torah is mekatzer. The learner of Torah is supposed to chazer, not the Torah. The Torah is brief. It's interesting. If as he asked, Kalish, why is the Torah better than you? It's very different, the spoken word and the written word. I'm a very bad writer. The worst svarim I've ever seen, the worst, take speeches and just write it out. They're always it's cringy, because if you appreciate the written and spoken word are very different. The spoken word you can repeat, emphasis, and it's how conversationally you're talking, you're pleading. In the written word, the reader decides. I decide. I can read it 10 times. You don't write over and over the same thing.
I saw someone do that too once. We can. Rabbi say we can. And I'm reading it. Rabbi say we can. Rabbi say we can.
In the spoken word, there's such a thing as repeating. In the written word, the reader gets to decide. It's almost like, stop, I'll decide. I could read a line 10 times once. That's the beauty of the written word. It's very different. I have found very few people who are good at both. It's a lot of good speakers are bad writers. They could still try, but I'm just telling you what happens. And a lot of good writers are bad speakers. What? My kids were getting me. I spoke somewhere, and they introduced world-renowned author. My kids were getting me. They know I'm like the least author ever. And my kids. The pshat, I have to publicly say, the pshat is, this is one of the gifts of my life. I don't think we look so alike, but he was a Rebbe here for years, and I have been Rai Kestenbaum many, many places. I don't know the exact similarity. People say, I love your books. I'm like, so thank you. I don't know if it's to say I didn't write any. I don't try to make things awkward. So it's like a big etiquette, Shaila, what you do. If you make somebody feel better, what's the big deal? I'll be Rai Kestenbaum. Halavai to be such a tzaddik. So they said world-renowned author to know books. But it's still cool. My kids got a lot of kick calling me an author. I'm very self-conscious. I don't write. I can't write. I'm embarrassed about my writing. Writing is a very unique skill. And in writing, you do not repeat. I never saw an author like write again and again. Speaking is very different. Now, speaker, you can clarify. You should repeat. Shouldn't. It's just a different skill. Writing and speaking, very, very different. So in the psukim, to repeat over and over something, that the reader, that's the beauty of the written word, is you could read it 100 times. You don't have to say it that. Now there are other ways to emphasize in writing. There are tricks in writing, how to emphasize. What do you do if you want to emphasize? By speaking has its ways, writing has its ways. Writing the same line again and again looks weird. It just looks weird, and it's not the typical way of the written word to do it. There has to be other tricks to show people I want to emphasize this. The kitzur is that this pasuk, to say so 4 times, this extra thing seems strange. Ezi, what I believe, pshat is if you return the thing, you're not yaitzim. Ben adam l'chaverei. I don't think if you robotically, God said return it, and you return it. If you don't wear shatnez, because God said not to wear shatnez, you kept the Torah. I think if you bring back, God said return the garment, and you return it, I don't think you kept the ben adam l'chaverei. I have a raya from the Rambam in Shemaina Prakim, but I think the chiyuv is to feel him. And it's so evident in the way the Torah expresses this. And Hashem takes the time that you're visualizing. First, visualize the guy. You go into our wives' closets. We have clothing, the amount of clothing, forget our wives. The amount of clothing and stuff that we have. We're all a shtickle of Imelda Marcos. I told you about this lady who was the Prime Minister of the Philippines' wife who had thousands of shoes. We all have closets and drawers and dressers. Hashem says that you should picture on the ani, you should be with him, that he has no other garments. And you're visualizing, covers his skin, you know what it means? He has nothing, it's a frozen night, and he has nothing to cover his body. Could you picture his drawers and doesn't have any things? The art of Ben Adam L'Chaveira is not just to do activities for others, it's to really feel another person. People come around as he at chasnas, and the guy's collecting. So you can give him $1. Oh, it's so nice. Can I have $1? You say, the guy's saying something. We don't spend the time. A guy says, hear him out. He tells us a story. He says, I'm marrying with people. Don't even say mazel tov to the guy. You're not hearing. Feel the guy. He's marrying off a daughter in 3 weeks. First it's a mazel tov. Then he has immense pressure. If you ever visualize, he's marrying off. He doesn't now. He's paying for the hall. He doesn't. Are you feeling the guy? Are you with him? We don't even hear the story. The chiyuv ben adam l'chaverei is not just to do for him, it's to feel him. It's to share in his experience. Empathy. That you hear is, you'll give differently, by the way. You'll probably give more, you'll certainly give differently. There'll be tremendous heart to your giving. It's mind-blowing. A guy goes around the chas, I'm angry. People are give him, don't give him. Did you hear what he said? Did anybody hear? He said he's marrying. First of all, mazel tov. Second of all, it's a guy a lot of pressure. Hear what he's saying. Feel him. Feel the guy. Feel the guy's story. It's interesting. We have this coach Menachem, this amazing show. This guy runs in Lakewood, and we have Coach Menachem here. Lemaisa, people ask questions after. And it dawned me the first time, like you're trying to hear the questions and you want to sound like okay and answer right, that people... Forget all that. If somebody's talking and expressing serious things, you even start losing your answer, and just somebody's talking and saying there's a live person who's feeling something. There's a very, very famous story with I believe it's with Reb Chaim. Reb Chaim was known to be a tremendous Baal Chesed. Reb Chaim's house was very open, Reb Chaim Brisker. And there's some story, if I'm mixing up people and I don't have the exact story, maybe if anybody could jump in, but somebody asked him about having for the Dalit Kaisers, they couldn't afford yayin, could they have milk? Was Reb Chaim? Somebody asked him a shayla, very good shayla, Chamar Medina. The rule is for Kiddush and for, I almost did it. I made my own Havdalah for this past week because I had to run to New York. So I made my own Havdalah in the apartment, and I wasn't sure. I had grape juice there. I would make on apple juice. Pre-gat for sure. There's something called Chamar Medina. If there's a fancy drink, it has to be a classy drink, and certain things fit that. And you could make Havdalah. You don't make Hagafen, it's not Hagafen. Make a shackle. On a classy drink, you could make Hagafen. Not Hagafen, as you make the shackle, but you can make Kiddush and Havdalah on Chamar Medina. So a guy asked Reb Chaim and Ani, could I make Kiddush on milk? A good shayla for the Dalit Kaisis. Beis HaLevi was? I was in the Brisker dynasty. So he asked the Beis HaLevi, could I make the Dalit Kaisis on milk? A very good shayla. The Beis HaLevi gave this Ani money for meat for the Suda. Now it's so touching that if he was answering the shayla, so the person...
It's his wife who asked, what do you give him all the money? They just wanted a glass of milk.
That's what his wife said to him. So if he answered the shayla, yes or no, you're not listening to the question. And the chiyuv ben adam l'chavera is to feel a person. A person's asking, could I be Dalit Kaisis milk? Means they don't have a suda, they don't have meat. If they had meat, they wouldn't have a shayla to have milk. He felt the person. I have this pet thing, everybody listen to this. This is something that I have felt for years. There was a period of 2 years that my wife and I went on, I believe, 6 girl Shabbatons. I was very curious about girls' education in America. People had always asked Star to Waterbury for girls. I'm a curious guy. I wanted to see what's going on. I felt like, Baruch Hashem, I have 5 boys. I have 1 daughter who's getting older. I'm not very aware of girls' education. I didn't have my own experience in girls' schools because I never went to girls' schools. And boys' schools, I have visited many. I have searched the world for yeshivas, my own sons. I have visited many, many yeshivas. And I have a lot of experience with boys' schools through guys. And I just got curious about the topic. I don't see making a girls' school right now, but I was very interested in the topic. So I was curious about girls' education, and my wife went along with my craziness, and we went to about 6 Shabbatons, girl Shabbatons. I spoke on them, and this was an opportunity to really teach Torah, Baruch Hashem, and to see what's going on, what's happening out there. What happens on every Shabbaton in the world, Q&A. Yisrael, that's like the thing to do, Q&A. And this is something that gets me going with Q&A. Somebody asks a question, you can answer very, very literally. You answer very, very literally. And I've watched this. So a girl will ask, always sneeze question. And the girl asks about skirts and this. So the answer starts going into a half-hour, shach, taz. The girl asks sleeves, inevitably. And the speaker goes a half hour. The entire place is fast asleep. And the guy is so proud of he's okay, we're going to use word of the day, erudite. Say the word erudite. Erudite. Did I pronounce that right, Ravezi? No.
Erudite.
Erudite. Thank you. Don't say erudite. Please say how to say it.
Erudite.
Erudite. What is erudite? It's an English word. What does erudite mean? Nachum loud.
Having or showing great great knowledge or learning.
So an erudite person is a guy who knows a lot. If you say erudite, you don't know so much. Erudite is a guy who knows a lot. Erudite. Erudite. Do we say the word? Erudite. So the guy is going for about a half hour. He's going for a half hour and shaching and tazing. And he's like so proud of like what a brilliant scholar. And all the girls felt, why'd they fall asleep? They were all curious a minute ago. What happened? And the whole place falls asleep, and the guy's like smug of his intelligent, knowledgeable answer, and as if like she's going through a smicha class. Do you think this girl wants smicha right now? No. What is she asking? And this is a pet thing of mine. When somebody asks you a question, the Ramchal speaks about this. I'll tell you what he says in a minute. You always have to ask, what are they really asking? And if you care about somebody else, do you think the girl wanted to hear the Shach and Taz? No. I love the Shach Taz. Let's learn it right now. All of us, trust me, you need it for smicha. It's great. I'm not making any zilzul in the Shach and Taz. I'm making a zilzul in a person, not understanding another human being. The Shach is perfect. The Taz is perfect. Study it and know it well. Now understand. Do you think that's what the girl wanted to know? What the girl's asking is, she's pretty. I'm going to say it blunt. And she's saying, you teach me that cover yourself so being pretty is bad. I'm just like a danger. We're learning the parasha bar. So I'm a walking bar. That's what the girl is asking. Am I just a bar? So I'm just like dangerous. That's what I am. Did he answer the question in his half-hour erudite speech? Didn't say a word to her. He didn't. And all the girls are sleeping. He can't believe it. He's like a genius, and he answered such a good speech. The entire place is comatose. It's like dead. Nobody's alive anymore. Next question. They're snoring loudly. Who wants to ask the next question? To hear what? You think ask yourself, what's this youngster asking? Now, by the way, the youngster might not be able to articulate. If she articulated, the youngster's saying something. When she asked about sleeves and that, I promise inside that's what's stirring her. If he would say, I really hear what you're saying, and speak, he should actually speak about the importance of beauty. That would be a much better answer to her question. That beauty is very, very important. And Hashem created beauty. The Torah speaks about the Imais being beautiful. There'll be a much better answer than answer. He has to ask, what does she ask? What does she want to know? Now, did she articulate it right? Ask. Understand. What's inside? The chiyuv bein adam l'chaveira is not just to do for somebody, it's to feel somebody. Feel them. Who is this? What are they experiencing? That was like the shpitz, the opposite, not understanding the Torah. You kept the Torah. She said, where do I put it? Feel her. What do you think she's asking you? Did she think she wanted to know the shachtaz? Why did she just fall asleep when you said the shachtaz? Why didn't she listen, by the way? I have a theory that people listen to the truth. The truth resonates. Nikarim divrei emes. So why does it not work? You spoke a half hour and nobody got more from. Why not? Truth should sell. You said a shach and it does. That wasn't what they were asking about the shach.
Truth and then there's emes. It's like a denotation versus a connotation.
Wow.
Very different things.
Wow. Explain that.
It's like a denotation is like you look up in a dictionary for a word and whatever it says under the word, that's the denotation. It's what it means, literal. And the connotation is what it really means. Like,
that's amazing.
It's like reading in between the lines.
That's amazing. Bless you. Bless your soul. Bless your soul. Thank you. Denotation and connotation. Bless your soul. Yeah. Yeah, you're spot on. So, he answered in a very literal sense what she asked. But that's not what she's bothered by, and you're not thinking her. If he was thinking this girl, he would ask himself, what's getting her worked up? Is she worked up? Where are the laws to do? That's what she's getting. And by the way, there's a time you want to sit down to learn the law, but what's getting there? They're worked up. They're asking questions. What's hitting her? What's hitting her is you're telling her, cover. So I'm just dangerous. Cover your bar. There's a din. Ki yiftach yichresh bar. Says cover your bar. Is that the laws of tznius?
What's the answer?
Excellent. The answer to the question is to understand people more. By the way, the answer to tznius is I want to get your pneumius. Guf understanding somebody is the answer, by the way. There's nothing as less tznius as not understanding somebody. That speech makes a person less sanua, because the side of tznius is that you're an inner person, you have an inner world. The more I understand you, I actually taught tznius. You hear the words that I just said?
No.
If you understand the person, you taught tznius. Again, do you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
Understanding you teaches you tznius. Because what's really tznius? That we're more than our external. So if I bother to understand your pneumius, I taught you tznius. If I bother to understand you and value the person within, I have taught you tznius. Ironically, that speech taught against tznius. I believe this firmly. That speech, a half-hour shach and taz, because I taught you not to be gyrus you and to understand your inside. And the very art of tznius is you have an inner world. There's a world within. And I ignored your world within and answered very chitzonius. Ironically, many speeches on tznius are a breach of tznius. Because all you spoke about is the world without. That's not tznius. So you ironically, everybody walks out more princessistic. Ironically. I've seen it. So isn't that amazing? You could think you said a speech on tznius and you taught princess. Because all you treated people is like pickles. You treated them like physical, like cows. That's princess.
A stumbling block.
If you taught about a pneumius and beauty radiates from within, and there's an importance to beauty, but let's get to the shrushim of beauty, so then you've taught a sugya. The beauty on the outside matters. By the way, somebody's good looking. Do you know that reflects spiritual things? It's very important to be good looking. Yeah. It reflects a good-looking person has a certain type of soul. It's a very important, it's not a nothing thing. Good looks, the Torah speaks about good looks. It's reflective. Everything in the physical world speaks of something. So a good look means there's a certain soul, there's some order, there's something. It's reflective of something. So speaking of tznius speaks about that which is inside. And you ignored her inside, completely ignored what she's bothered and troubled by. Treat a person like a cow. And so you essentially taught princess the way I understand it, Shui. Isn't that crazy, Shui?
To understand the question is the answer.
What? Here it is. I don't know if it's always there.
Saying,
Here, yeah. Yeah, if you bother to see a person and feel them, that would be a huge answer in teaching tznius. Yeah. So if you just listen to what she's asking, you didn't even have a good answer as an answer because there's a you. Yes, Ellie. I'm sorry? Why would you care?
You don't have to worry about that.
He's caring about that. We spoke about feeling the next guy. He wants to feel the next guy. I hear.
We only have good-looking guys in this yeshiva.
I hear. I can't look at you and answer that question. I'm looking at a good-looking guy. What do they feel? I'll have to stare at somebody and think it through. I can't. It doesn't come out as the words aren't coming to me looking at a good-looking guy. This pasuk is so powerful that it says to return something to a guy, and Hashem takes you into his closet, has you feeling the guy and experiencing him, and detailed psukim when the Torah is so mekatzer is describing that you're feeling the next person. You're mamish looking with him. It's interesting. The pasuk we're going to learn according to many Rishonim. Ki sirach hamar saynacha roivitz tachas masai. If you see the chamar of your enemy collapsing under its load, v'chadalta meyazev lo, you're not going to help him. Azav tazavima, which will translate azav to azar, to help him. What's that v'chadal? You're not going to help? Just say help. I wasn't planning on defying you, Hashem. If you see the chamar saynacha, you're not going to help? What is it? That's also extra. V'chadalta meyazev lo, you're not going to help? What? Why are you being so cynical to me? No, I planned on listening to you, Hashem. I don't like cynicism. So what's that? If you see the chamar saynacha, azev tazima, help him. But the Torah is sekasha. Chadalta meyazev, well, you're not going to help him? What's wrong with you? What do you have to say that I planned on helping? What to say v'chadalta meyazev? But of course, the word is that you're talking about a person that's not just the chiyuv to help. Attitudes. It has to be, I'm born for this. It's attitudes. The chiyuv both is to visualize the other person, and the Chavetz Chaim wrote many essays of avas chesed. He says, "B'aveneseinu Rabbi, people do chesed, but they don't live for chesed." He said, "Our job is avas chesed. It has to be a tmiyah. You're not going to help him. I'm born for this opportunity. This is, of course, what am I here for? So it's not enough to help him. It has to be a tmiyah. Elio, it has to be a pella v'chadalta meyazev lo. You're not going to help him." You're not going to help him? What? B'chadalta meyazev lo? You're not going to help him? I want to learn one more thing today. Really, mishpat, and we should learn many things, but at least let's...
We have time.
We do have time, right?
Yeah. Plenty.
I don't want the Learfelds to miss their plane. We already caused many delays. Are we doing? You know what I realized? We didn't sing on Shabbos Chazik.
What? Why not?
Funny, we
Make up for that.
went a whole Shabbos not singing Chazik. Interesting.
Where's Shleima?
Let's sing one Varma Chazik for Davi, and then the last thing that I want to share today.
Oh, yeah.
Shleim, if you start us, we'll all sing it.
All the
I
cool
trust
kids.
your key. Hay bezem khavegaya yishayre rushamrena levei Ke besimcha v'gayo Eichazei Ikeyasi Kalalai Elyon Ve'ashem Esneasi Hay besimcha v'gayo Yishayrin Shamrin Anai Levina Yechad Anai Yos Tisan Egel Hashem Ishabas Hayim Hashem Yishayrin Shamrin Anai Levina Yechad Anai Yos Tisan Egel Hashem Shabbos Hayim Hashem. There's something I want to speak on the parasha, but I'm going to pause. This doesn't count as the last thing. Mart, could I have a shush to do that?
Oh, yeah.
I want to say one thing before the last thing. Sure. Ravezi makes fun of speakers saying the last thing that they want to say, and here I go. I'm giving Ezzy fodder for... I always get much more careful in this season before Purim. Ravezi does a very good job. There's a song we sing a lot Purim time. You notice this Shabbos, and it comes already. We mevarech Chodesh Adar. Rosh Chodesh is Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday is already the first day of Chodesh Adar. And there's a song that starts percolating in the yeshiva. Utzu Eitza v'Sufar. They think Utzu Eitzas, they think of plans, v'Sufar, and they're thwarted. Dabru Davar, they say a lot to do to us, and it doesn't happen. Dabru Davar la yakum, they say things and it doesn't happen. Ki imanu kel, for Hashem is with us. And this is the pasuk. Haman asked the little child, Haman, who was thinking bad plans against the Yidden, and he asked the Jewish child, Psaikli Psukecha, tell me the pasuk you're learning. And the Jewish youngster told Haman, Utzu Eitza v'Sufar, Dabru Davar la yakum ki imanu kel. They'll think of plans to thwart us. It's not going to happen. Hashem's with us. What's very interesting, I like coaching a lot. It's something like a dream of mine. Maybe just because I like Menachem Brun so much, whatever reason, but even before, even it's not the reason. It's not a joke how much I like him. That's not the reason I like coaching. Though it doesn't hurt that if you like somebody who coaches, I appreciate coaching a lot. It's a very interesting skill. Coaching is very, very interesting. Whenever anything if you were once a good ball player and then you're no longer can play and you're coaching, it's a very interesting skill. You can't run out and play, no. Somebody else is playing and you could give advice and coach. It's a very cool art. I think chinuch connects a lot to coaching. And you see people who are bad. I see a lot of people screaming and yelling. Coaches scream. I think it's the dumbest thing. They're yelling at their players. I don't think that's coaching at all, even though it becomes like the stereotype. I'll be honest. The first coach we ever hired, it was a big mistake of mine. And friends of mine corrected me. I'm going to say over my thought process. This is all I've grown up and matured, and I'm maturing, I hope. I didn't want sports to dominate the yeshiva. I want to be about Torah. So I figured, let me hire a coach that's not the most coach-like coach. And I asked the teacher, wonderful guy. He would learn a little about basketball and let him coach like and figure it out. Now, he wasn't such a basketball guy, a wonderful person who gave to the yeshiva, and I appreciate him. He wasn't such a basketball guy. I remember he had clearly like watched Hoosiers or something. He was like doing things that coaches would do. I remember once him knocking over all the chairs, like kicking the chairs. Like, I'm not sure in context why he was kicking the chairs, but he had seen like a coach kick the chairs. It was cool. There was nothing wrong with it. He didn't damage the chairs. I hope he didn't hurt his foot. It was just he was doing coach-like things. And in the world, like stereotypically, a coach is supposed to scream at the player. I've never seen that work. Like it's not the thing screaming. There's an art to coaching. I get why people scream because it's a frustration. A lot of former good ball players are terrible coaches. It's very interesting. If you watch, especially in baseball, but all sports, you would think a great would become a great coach. There are exceptions. There was some greats who were great coaches. A lot of weaker players are better coaches. You ever noticed in baseball how many backup catchers are good coaches? Often the backup player who actually had a subtlety of the game and loves the game and doesn't have the sense how easy it is a better coach. The good player just gets upset. Come on! In chinuch, good people do the same thing. Just getting frustrated, you're not a good coach. It's interesting. Rashi calls a father a chaver, an av lepare. Rashi says the definition of a father by Yosef's an av lepare is a friend and a pitaron. Pitaron is a coach, an advisor. Pitaron is an advisor, which is a form of coaching. It's to advise, to be an advisor. A parent has to be a good coach. The screaming reminds me of that horrible coach knocking over chairs, not by us. Yes, the guy was not a horrible guy. He knocked over chairs. He was like imitating coaches. He did not scream and yell. He kicked the chairs because it looked like the right thing to do. I remember where it was. They're like kicking the chair. Didn't feel like coach were up. I didn't even like. He saw in some movie like coach do this now, so he kicked the chairs. I remember kicking chair after chair. It didn't fit. He wasn't so like up on the game. Lemais, I learned we have good coaches today, and I go all in. I've come a long way from there. Well, today I'm much more into do things right, do things fully, and I actually think that the Torah wants that, and that's part of Torah, engaging the world in a very healthy way. So today we hire world-class coaches, and thus we have Menachem Braun leading a great team. I have to mention, I think it's okay to mention in context, a little T4, that Waterbury did win last night a huge 3-on-3 tournament in Hafter's gym. So I do want to put that in there, that it was Waterbury that won that. That's Derech Agav. But back to here, I just thought, I knew I was going to get that in sometime today. But anyway, Kitzer, back to here is there's,
So you like coaching? You like coaching?
So I like coaching.
Okay.
Coaches have the following shtick. And coaches have to have there are two parts to coaching. There's the X's and O's of the game, knowing the game, strategy of the game in all sports. And then there's the psychology, the team spirit, getting players to buy in, getting players to play hard, getting players not to quit. So there's the psychology part of coaching, getting players to play hard and commitment and all the mindset of the players, getting them cohesive, working together, supporting each other, all the mindset. And there's the X and O's. Coaches rock the following thing. They love this. Most in football, but in other sports as well. They love convincing the players that nobody believes in us. Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl. Like, the world doubted us. You were the favorites. Like I'm always you're trying to like figure out. And the guy's like, his coach taught him that. He comes out, that's like classic coach talk. They'll figure out a way to convince the team, the world, they doubted us. Nobody doubted. We thought, at all levels of sports, players grab the mic and that we would doubt. JD, give me a good one. Like you win. We win. We won the 3-on-3. Go. Speak. We won the 3-on-3 tournament lesson.
Run fast. Underdogs are hungry dogs, and hungry dogs run fast.
Always the players give these like quotes, like nobody thought we can. You were like the betting favorite, and the whole country thought you'd win. Most people thought you'd win. You're actually very well respected. I don't know. And like the guy who's doing the interview always like just has to go along. Yes. So Joe, what do you think about today's win? We showed them doubters. Like, yeah, you sure did. Doubters. Like we are worried. I think everybody thinks you're great, but that's classic coaching stuff. But they're always haters, and coaches love being mechazek the team. You're doubted, you're disrespected, nobody thinks, and there's a very good chill in getting players. You've heard this, and players will grab that mic and show them, and there's such an energy of showing. It's actually a pasuk. You have to learn how the pasuk. David HaMelech says to Hashem, "Necheni b'orech mishar." Guide me on the straight path. Leman shayrei. Shayrei are those that stare at me and doubt me, and to prove the doubters wrong. And David HaMelech says, Hashem, guide me on a good path. Let me show the doubters wrong. There's such an energy. People doubt you, and it creates an energy. I can relate being competitive. I can relate to that a lot. And admittedly, there's an energy like that. People doubt it. We'll show you. Huh? Doubt. And we'll show you. There's an energy to that and such a thing. And coaches love tapping into that energy. Dobie, you know this. You're a sports guy. They love tapping into the energy of you doubt me. They love that. That's motivation. Motivation. They love that. Dobie, you know sports. So they love the energy. If it's not in sports, the other places in life, there's an energy of you doubted me, I'll show you. Morty, you can relate to that. You can hear such things. Doubt me, and I'll show you. I tend to think like this, that there is such a force, and all of us have the people that doubt us. There's such a kayak, the things that channel us. And there's a sense to make a sense of, we'll show those doubters. I think there's a dangerous side to this. I think people create themselves against a fictionary world, and the world's cheering you on, not against you. And we've had obstacles running the yeshiva. We were shut down in Waterbury. We were closed for 2 months, and often we sing the song, they think of plans, they say things, it doesn't happen, Hashem's with us. So you can create this obstacle like the government. And I've sung the song, the government's thinking of plans. Then I say to myself, is the government against us? Are they like, they're like the bad guy? You're making a bad guy. I want to express that the energy of such a song, they think of plans to hurt us. So we the hunted. Now there's been a lot of anti-Semitism. So is the goal to make us the hunted? They think of plans that thwarted. They say things doesn't happen. Ki imanu kel, for Hashem is with us. There's a healthy amount. A yid is a proud yid. Is the bechir ha'umma, is the greatest of the nations. Is the light of the world. A yid is the light of the world. Is mamleches kayanim v'goy kadosh. A yid is big stuff. The obstacles we've discussed many times. That obstacles make us bubble down and commit to something. The utzu eitza v'sufar daber davar lo yakum. It's true we have enemies. By the way, those enemies are all mirages, are all pretend things for us to learn. Ki imanu kel. It's not a place of the loser mentality. Everybody, us against the world. That's not the energy of the song. I don't have a sense. I don't want a sense in Waterbury. People like thriving off their haters. The world loves us. The world loves us. The world appreciates. There is only us. I don't like, there's nobody out there, and I don't like a vibe of us against the world, because I don't like sheker. And if you're the winning team, you should pride and know you're the best team. You're America's team. It doesn't need, and people are, so what are they tapping in? I think so. What is the coach? What's the MS? What he's tapping in is that it's murder to win. I came after the tournament where our guys won last night. You know how hard it is to win a tournament, even if you're the best athletes and you're great. It's hard to win. There's just a lot of obstacles. Succeeding is hard. That's how Hashem designed the world. And the obstacles represent that success is hard. And all the things and difficulties fall away, ki-imanu kel, because we have Hashem on our side. We have everything. Hashem's on our side. It's not an us against the world, ki-imanu kel. So there are obstacles that come here, there, and hardships, and you could put face and hate the Hamans of the world, fine. But it's not about, Haman is but a mirage to learn, ki-imanu kel. There are difficulties. But we can and we will beat the difficulties. Ki imanu kel, Hashem's with us. You could sing the songs, oh, it's me against the world. It's not you against the world. Imanu kel, Hashem's with us. Everything's on your side. There are difficulties. And Hashem, difficulties will come up as Hamans, will come up as government. Government is not Haman. Lahavdil, it's not somebody trying to hurt Afilu. But if you notice there are difficulties, and you could say, many things will rise up, not necessarily evil and bad, though there are evil and bad too. But many obstacles would be there in anything we're trying to do big, but we'll succeed. Ki imanu kel, we have Hashem with us. We behave right and seek that which is right. And this is a mitzias of the Yid, Ki imanu kel, Hashem's with us. The sum total of the song is not that you walk out, it's us against the world and everybody's against them. No. We have Ki imanu kel. I want the vibe at the end of the songs. We have it all. Hashem's with us. We have it all. Ki imanu kel. Hashem's with us. I have watched guys, there are two types of guys, and it's normal if a guy's motivated, some principal said he can't. I'm not knocking that vibe. A principal said you can't, and trust me, as a competitive guy, I like the board full of such quotes. I like such things. A guy told me the Waterbury Wolfpack won't make the playoffs next year. We will see. Be'ez Hashem. Trust me, if I ever was so motivated, we're going to be in the playoffs next year. I'm motivated. That motivated. I like that. A guy said you can't. I promise you, when I started Waterbury, somebody for a half hour described to me, screaming how this can't work. I promise that motivates me. Nothing wrong. There's a motivation. The Rebbe who said you can't, the friend who said you won't, hang it on your bulletin board. Nothing wrong with that. That's cool stuff. You're competitive. Nothing wrong. What?
Is that what he was doing?
I don't know, but it's cool. That's fine. Hang it on your bulletin board and let's go. Nothing. If somebody has something wrong. I think what's wrong is walking around at the end that you're some sort of like a negativity, a sense of imanu kel. The sense of you're a winner, you're a tiger. The end game, that person didn't know, and maybe that motivates you. But the end game, we're heroes, we're powerful, and we're big. Ki imanu kel. Everything else is almost funny. It's almost this one, that one. Imanu kel. The end game is the player who just knows, and at that point it's ki imanu kel. There's a certain love of everybody else. There's a certain, even Haman stops mattering. Even Haman stops mattering. The layada ben ar Haman lebarach, it stops mattering. Even the Haman, imanu kel. Imanu kel. So there were different things different hardships that only brought out ki imanu kel. The end energy is the sense that we got it all and we feel armed and powerful. We don't feel like the underdog at the end of the day. Is that fair, Doobie? That's what I wanted to say about this song. All the different obstacles that chirp away and have reasons to say not, and if they motivate you, excellent. But the end of the day in your success, see, ki imanu kel yav Hashem, you got it. You got the goods. There's no sense of I'm weak, I'm small. I don't feel at the end the underdog. Ki imanu kel, Hashem is with us. More to you what I'm saying? But we're allowed to be motivated by the naysayers. Hudi, are we allowed to be motivated by naysayers? I asked, I asked the governor of Connecticut, was a guy, Daniel Malloy. He's no longer the governor of Connecticut. And I met him. He's very not a politician, and he's dyslexic. Connecticut is the richest state in America. per capita, I believe, and the guy was dyslexic. He can't read or write. And he became the governor of Connecticut, not bad. I asked him, I was curious, off the record, I couldn't care about politics. I'm not like Daniel Malloy. I like his name, with fellow Daniels. I said, were you motivated? How many teachers said, you'll never, Daniel? That third grade teacher said, what's going to be with you, Daniel? And I asked him, was he motivated? And he told me no. It's funny, the political thing is to say, yes, he told me no. It's interesting what he said. He said, my mother always believed in me, so it never registered. Which is very fascinating. It's pretty, he told me off the record. He said, my mother always believed in me. It's funny, he said the politician, he was not the politician should say, yeah, I hang it on my bulletin board in my room. I hang that up. That's where the two Daniels veer. I do get motivated by those that said you won't and can't. I think that's cool. Yisrael, which way do you feel? Which Daniel side are you on? You do get motivated. I should have given Yisrael the mic after winning that tournament. We showed those naysayers.
Yeah, but don't make it up. Rabbi was saying before about the team that the coaches that they create.
Don't make it up. And at the end of the day, have a belief in self. Like he said, that deeper than all the naysayers. My mama held to me. So I want a guy to be so Kimanu Kel is not like, okay, we had a shit. So Kimanu Kel. The other stuff. So good. That's what I wanted to say. The Imanu Kel is the real goal, is the sense of the optimism of Ki Imanu Kel, the power of Ki Imanu Kel, the sense of, there's no such thing as an under Ki Imanu Kel. Hashem's with us. So this one, that one, doesn't matter. Maskim Aryeh? I think that was too long, and now we don't have to get to the other thing.
Yes, we do.
We for sure should sing Utsu Eitzah.
Utsu
Dabro davar vela yakom. Utsu Eitzah besuva dabro davar vela yakom kiyeh. Utsu Eitzah besuva davar vela yakom kiyeh ma.
Right away, well, I agree. See the negative. I guess that's what I'm saying. Be motivated by every naysayer. Hang it on your bulletin board, Daniel. They're cool. It's good. Of course, we should be competitive. That's Netzach Samida. Be motivated. Yisrael, show it up to anybody who doubts. Prove the doubters wrong. Nothing wrong. What I am saying is don't underestimate your power. I don't want it to end up a guy who feels the guy's the best in the world and it drove him and motivated a naysayer. Great. Understand the power of Kimanika. What Daniel Malloy really said to me, that I wasn't Gairis the naysayers. Ultimately, my mother held to me. That's Imanu Kel is like, we are it. So if a guy stays thinking he's like the weak guy, the underdog, that's a joke. That person you met thinks they don't know a secret of ours. But I want the guy to know the secret. The Kimanu Kel, the sense of how much we have is what I want somebody to know. So it just makes me think when we think about the detractors and the people who try to stop. Kimanu Kel. Sometimes who knows that even the things that are obstacles are only there to bring out our power and our strength. Kimanu Kel. Maskim Yehuda? That's what I want to say, dude. You told me, teach me those two words again. Denotation and connotation. The denotation is what it says. The connotation is what it really means. Shtak. Denotation. Very good. What do you have? What do you have? I want to play something to everybody. Come up front. I'm going to play something to everybody. That's he can. Yeah, please. I'm going to play something. What time's your flight? Listen to this. Listen, Chavi, this you have to hear. We're going to play something loud. Well, I have to explain. 1 second.
If you want to openly be happy, what do you have to hide it?
That will do. Put it up here. Listen to the song. Listen to the song we're going to play. Everything's in the Torah, Chevra. Everything. A parent asked me, on a younger guy in yeshiva, why don't we pull out the kid's story earlier? A very intelligent question. Guys, I promise you can go into the Waterbury and tell a guy his story a lot more than he knows it. Why don't we tell kids their story? There are times we've had a brother, we know the parents. There are times we know other things, my old friend. There are times you could see things on the kid, tell him his story. A person has to learn his own story. It's very dangerous to tell somebody their story. Very, very. It matters when you tell it, they don't experience their story. And it ends up, I know it. Let a guy learn his own story. Encourage him, and when he tells you his story, listen, but a person has to get in touch with his own story. It's not your job to tell somebody their story, it could do damage. So I want to tell you, everything's in the Torah. You hear that rule? It's in the Torah. Esther Amalka's in the palace, first Purim Vardia, she's in the palace. And it's the strangest pasuk. Mordechai says to Esther, he's convincing her to give up her life. And he says, Mi Yodea, who knows? Maybe you're in the palace for this reason. You think? Duh! What's Mi Yodea? Ni Yodea. He says, who knows? Binyamin, why was she in the palace? To save the Jewish people. Eli, why was she in the palace? Mei, why was she in the palace? Yechiel, Ezi. Why was Esther in the palace, Ezi? And Mordechai wasn't sure. Who knows? You never know. So there's a singer, Meilech Cohn. A bacher played this to me last year, Purim night. Purim day, I listened for over 2 hours to this song. My Purim was this song. And a singer said a pshat. And he said, Mi Yodea. He said, who knows if this is why you're here? He sings this song in Yiddish, Hebrew, and English. That who knows, people go through things. We're all in the palace of Hashem. And he says, maybe you're here. Was du gates jetzt darüber? What's happening to you now? Maybe that's why you're here. And he says to the next guy, maybe you're here to people who have obstacles. They have a difficult child, difficult parnasa, difficult health. And he says, who knows? Maybe you're here for this. And then he says, I know I'm here for what I'm going through. On you, I have no right. On you, maybe you're here. Well, he says in Yiddish, Hebrew, and English, I know on my things, I'm here for what I'm going through. On your thing, I have no right to tell you your story. Whee! So Mordechai says to Esther, Mi Yodea. I would think about this topic while you're here. I could tell you on me, that's the Mi Yodea Leis Kazais. I have no right to tell you. That's Meilech Cohn's gorgeous pshat. I love the understanding that we're here for our challenges. Could you play Meilech Cohn Mi Yodea?
Malchus. Im Yodea, im La'ais Kazos, Higat la 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 Malchus. After the days with the Geist jetzt erleben, das Sibbe, was sie wissen. After the days with the Geist jetzt erleben, das Sibbe, was sie wissen. After the days with the Geist jetzt erleben, das Sibbe, was sie wissen. Das ist der Ding, was ich jetzt erleben, das Sibbe, was ich bin du. I'm going through now is the reason that I'm here. Olay Mashiach over Alecha Sham De'asima Shataka. Olay Mashiach over Alecha Sham De'asima Shataka. Olay Mashiach over Alecha Sham De'asima Shataka. B'ruach Shema Shover Alay Achshav De'asima Maybe whatever you are going through now is the reason that you are here. Maybe whatever you are going through now is the reason that you are here. Maybe whatever you are going through now is the reason that you are here. I'm sure whatever I'm going through now is the reason that I'm here. Maybe whatever you are going through now is the reason that you are here. Olay Mashiach over Alecha Sham De'asima Shataka. Olay Mashiach over Alecha Sham De'asima Shataka.
next door, second Seder in here.
Oh, no, someone stopped.